So hey everyone, James Phillips Action Auto Parts here on a Wednesday at the junkyard. JJ and Cupcake, Cabbage Patch Doll. I can't remember her name. I call her everything. But trying to get some of this stuff moved before the rain comes back in. The little Murano would be down on that bottom lot forever. So they got it up here, and the little Bronco too was sitting next to that white Tahoe. So he's going to try to get the ones that's got tires and wheels on them first. So we've got to roll that little Bronco back beside the white PS10 sitting over there. And then the white Tahoe still got tires and wheels. And then on the front row, the 4Runner, the Escape, and the Explorer does. So we'll get all them moved. And then the ones that doesn't have them, or doesn't have all of them, but then hopefully we'll have this row back there kind of start pulling them straight back. Would help a whole bunch, but we can still put another one or maybe even two right here, and possibly another one back up beside that Tahoe. But we got plenty of room right now, so I'm not going to worry about bringing them back out like what they was. And then of course over by the little Mustang, those guys got that Toyota frame, and if you've seen the video, they made it home all right. If you didn't, go back and look at the one where they was pulling this Toyota 4-wheel drive frame, a rolling chassis with motor and stuff in it, and they pulled it back to Hickory, North Carolina. So it's kind of crazy, but he texted me last night and said they got home safe. So so we're going to try to get some of that stuff done today. Hopefully we'll get some customers in here too, but we'll add to this in a bit. So we got a couple of move deck out of this spot, which is I'm so thankful for, so I can try to get this grass cut. So JJ took the big Lincoln back, and has got the Jeep Patriot back, but it kind of slid sideways, so we got to try to pull it over in line a little bit. But hopefully this rain will hold off, and we'll see what all we can get done. So it is quitting time today. JJ and them left, they'd leave about 3 o'clock because go get their kids. But the little 14 Camry that had been sitting way up here, he got it drug back there, and he said since it was going so good, he figured I'd want it toward the back row. I mean, it's still got stuff on it, but that's a good spot for it. We still got to move the little quad 442. This Camry here was up a couple spots. Now, this was just like, hey, let's hurry up and get them out of the way. We still got to go back and kind of scoot some over and straighten them up to where my OCD won't drive me nuts. But anyway, got it back, pulled the Jeep Patriot. All of those were up here quite a bit. Then the big Lincoln, we got it pulled back. It was old Black Betty. She don't run the best, but she still pulls pretty good. So the Lincoln's probably okay where it's at. The Jeep needs to come over just a couple feet, and then that Camry will need to come over. But I told him right now, let's just try to get everything moved back. This old Avalanche, it'll have to be straightened up, but it was setting over quite a bit and up about 2 rows. The 4Runner done pretty good. It came on back. And of course we moved the little Bronco too. And of course the other thing about that Avalanche, there's no steering column. This Tahoe's got a steering column, but it's all unhooked. The steering wheel just sits and spins. So a little aggravating moving a couple of them. But this one here is not exactly where it needs to be, but it's close. In the same way here, the Murano is pretty good. This one needs to go over just a little bit, or the Murano front end needs to come over a little bit, and then slide the back end of that Explorer open, and then we can work on getting the Tahoe over, because I want them, you know, back kind of like what I've always done, get them in a pretty good line and leave a distance between them. So yeah, that Murano front end could come over toward that Escape, and probably would work out pretty good. But we can do that later once it gets dried up good. The only one that give us much of an issue, and I kind of had a feeling that it would, was this old Dodge truck over here. It was setting up on multiple concrete blocks and wheels and what have you, where the transmission had been pulled and things like that. And it was setting up on this front row like the Explorer, the Escape, and the 4Runner, and then that Patriot and all that stuff was sitting on this row. So we got to move back pretty good. This one here, where it's muddy right here on top of the hill, old Black Betty was trying to pull it, but it just got to spinning a little bit once the tires got caked with mud. I told him just to stop. We've had a lot of wind today. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so get a little more dryness up here, then we will get this one back, and it'll probably go right over here by that Lincoln town car right there as we try to work on getting that row straightened up. So plus I brought the mower up here because every one of these had about 2 foot of grass around them, and so drove the mower up here and mowed all that stuff down. I mowed Sunday after church, but it's done. It can use it again. Of course, we'll get the little 442 moved. I'll get all that mowed, and then the next big chore will be down here in Ford country. Will be since that basically that all back row is now gone, is scooting from that 04, that 92, scooting all of those back, starting a new back row. Do the same thing with these here. I'm still tempted to cut the frame on the cattle truck and pull the bed and frame, since I've sold the rear end, off to the side and make it somewhat of a storage building, but to stick doors and fenders and things like that in was my plan, and then leave the rest of the cab and stuff in line. Get this old U-Haul truck spun around, and so if I get all of those back, I can get this row of 3 right here back, and then this row right here that's got 3 or 4. It's got 4 in this one, so we can get these all moved back down. So hopefully I'll get a good back row of the ones that's kind of stripped down the most, and then start a second row, and it'll have probably a lot of this stuff here, some of it in it, but I'd say by the time we get the back row filled, it'll hold several of them back there, and then we'll clean this up here. This 079 will get drugged back into that section, and once all of these are moved, then the quest will begin on. I got to get my little Cadillac Cimarron started. It'll put a battery on it, it'll start. Move it out. I've got to get a window switch in it, so I can roll the window up and down. And then this Eldorado, I've got to try to get the steering wheel and stuff put back together on it and see if it'll still in fact start, because when I bought it, it didn't have a key. We put ignition in it, and a former helper left all the steering wheel tore apart in the floorboard. Then that old International, I need to do something with it. I just yanked it back here, get it out of the way. And then of course this little section here, I'd like to keep my future project cars, this stuff over in here. But I'm gonna wrap this one up because it's gonna be kind of long, and I don't like putting long videos on there because I know I'm not that exciting sometimes. So give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one.